youtube.com/MugenLord. Subscribe to the channel for gaming news, updates, discussion, and live streams. Signing off.
Mugalore here, and I'm back again with another video. And today we're going to talk about Resident Evil 3 Nemesis remake. Is because if you guys don't know, today was Sony's State of Play, which I really didn't know was today at all. I wasn't really keeping tabs on whether or not Sony was going to do a State of Play, especially now that the Game Awards is just a few days away, so I wasn't really paying attention. But there was leaks and rumors that was surfacing, floating around, stating that we will see Resident Evil 3 remake be revealed before the Game Awards, and now we finally have it. Now, whether or not you guys want my opinions and thoughts on Resident Evil 3 remake, or just, I guess you could say, State of Play in general, just leave that in the comment section below. Let me know. I wasn't sure if I should give my opinions on the State of Play, so let's move forward. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I think in the State of Play they really tricked me with this, because they said that the way they revealed it was, they were saying that Resident Evil Resistance was going to have a story campaign, and it said, take a look at this. And I'm actually literally expecting Resident Evil Resistance to have an actual story campaign that revolves around the preset characters that they had revealed in earlier trailers a few months ago. So after I started seeing Raccoon City, then they started showing off events from Resident Evil 2 Remake with Leon, Ada Wong, Claire Redfield. Started seeing everything from the RE2 Remake game together. And I'm like, okay, so the Resistance game take place during this time period? So I was pretty confused, but then we get a first-person perspective of a female character being scared, running for her life and everything. I said, okay, this is interesting. I don't know what's going on here. It still didn't dawn on me that this is Resident Evil Nemesis. And then all of a sudden, we see a shadowy figure chasing her down the hallway, and it looked like Mr. X, because Mr. X has that trench coat, and it looked like he had the hat on at first, the way they pretty much like viewed it from a particular angle to make you think that it was Mr. X. And then as she's running and everything, she pretty much goes through the door and then heads downstairs to the window, and then next thing you know, that the shadowy figure pretty much crashes through the ceiling. And then all of a sudden I heard stars. I was like, oh my god, that's Nemesis, that's Nemesis, that's Nemesis. And then the character, the female protagonist, just runs through the door, and next thing you know, you hear Jill over here. And there we go, there you have it, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis remake. So I lost it. I was losing my mind, and Jill looks better than ever. I like the new design to her character. I can't wait to see her character in full motion and everything. She looks beautiful than ever. Like I said before, Jill's my video game waifu. I just love her to death, and I'm just glad to see her back. But they took a lot of things under consideration when redesigning her, because you guys remember she wore a halter top with a skirt and everything. And recently, right after the announcement trailer of Resident Evil Nemesis remake, they have a producer video explaining why they did the sudden change, because they said this game is more action based, and since they wanted to do more action based, they wanted her new attire, her new redesign to reflect that. The thing was, the original Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, they said they redesigned her with the original outfit for more mobility, more flexibility, for her to maneuver, roll, and flip around and everything. So they decided to do this in a much more different type of tone, a different type of pace, and they wanted her look to reflect that. And they said the same thing with Carlos. It looks dangerous out there. You see the fire, you see the rocks, you see the rubble, you see cars all over the place. So you see that grungy, dirty aesthetics that's been added to Carlos. You can see his hair all wild and curly and poofy, and it's all over the place, especially due to the rain and everything. So that's how his hair is going to respond to that as well. So I'm super excited. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this game. And also, we also got a glimpse of some of the gameplay. We still have that RE2 remake aesthetics, that look and that feel to it. The camera is behind the back view and everything. And also, they gave us a little hint and a little preview also in the developer video, showing off some of the gameplay. And if you guys don't notice and didn't notice, and a lot of people didn't catch this, and I left this in a comment of the Residents of Evil channel, you need to go check their channel out. They cover everything Resident Evil. Those guys are really good at what they do when it comes to Resident Evil content, so I advise you to go check it out. But I left a comment in the comment section. Now if you go back and you rewind and go back into the trailer, now the trailer and some of these sequences, you can say that it's obviously out of order, it's out of place. So I wanted to come up with, I came up with like my own, I guess you could say, theory or whatever, and the sequences, and I put them in a certain order of how I think the game is going to pretty much go. Now think about it. Now if you remember the original Resident Evil Nemesis, right? When the game comes on, you see Jill Valentine pretty much, you see the camera focuses on the building, you see this explosion, you see Jill come rolling out. Now the thing is, we didn't know why, we didn't know the context behind it. Now you look at this new trailer, you look at the remake, you see her running from Nemesis, right? And then at the end you see her bust through the door, and you see her roll, and she smacks against the wall. So I'm saying to myself is that, hey, maybe that's the scene where she actually is escaping from her apartment, because in the original game that was her apartment building pretty much running from. So in this game, it seems like we get a better context of what's been going on and what's happened, what's going on and what's happening inside the apartment complex. So in the type of order that I put it in, if you notice in the trailer, you see her looking out the window. If she's looking out the window, you see the TV playing. So I think that's the first scene. I think that may be the intro. It may show things going on in the city, people running, people in the Raccoon City Police Department fighting off the zombies and everything like that, and you see her looking out the window, and you hear the news and stuff about the quarantine. So I think right at that moment, it's probably when she probably hear a noise or hear a sound or somebody coming through the hallway, and that's when I think that's when Nemesis is going to try to hunt and stalk her down within her own apartment complex, and then she runs back into her room and go out the window, and that's what leads her into rolling out of the apartment complex. So I think that's where they're pretty much going into more detail and giving more context to that scene, and that's the little hints and little details that, in my opinion, I think is really cool, which means to give us more hints that there's going to be a lot of things and new elements and scenes that's going to be added to the game to get the game more flair, more of a taste and everything. So I'm really looking forward to it. And not only that, at the end of the trailer, they show off, I guess you could say, the origins of how Nemesis is created, which I think is pretty cool as well, that we finally get a chance to get some backstory, an origin point for the stalker himself, Nemesis. And I'm looking forward to see how they go about that, because if you guys don't know, in the Chinese manhwa that talks about Resident Evil Nemesis, or Resident Evil Escape, it explained that Nemesis was in fact a human at one point, and actually he was a heavyweight champion in his country, and Umbrella had kidnapped him and took him, and they done experiments on him and everything, and he began to lose his humanity as he begins to transform and progress throughout his transformation as Nemesis himself. So I wonder if we're going to get some true backstory to give this character Nemesis not just him being a monster, but give him some humanity to him, so you can understand, you know, what this character is feeling, what this character's been going through, and you get to see, you know, hey, he's just not some mindless beast that this person, or that he used to be a person at one point, and it shows the cruelty and how far that Umbrella would go as a corporation to pretty much make money and get what they want from the military and just from society in general. So I think this is pretty cool, and I think it's a pretty cool approach. Now, in terms of gameplay and what I think the gameplay is going to be like, I have no idea just yet. We do know that it's going to be similar to RE2 Remake, but at the same time, RE3 and RE2, the originals, were totally completely different from each other because of the way the gameplay was like, is because that RE3 was more fast-paced and was more action-based as well, which allowed Jill to remove her, run, flip, you know, dodge and stuff like that. So I wonder how they're going to implement those mechanics as well into this game. So I'm super excited. I'm thrilled. I'm already shook as I was with Mr. X being in RE2 Remake, but now we got Resident Evil Nemesis, and you know, the fact that we have a stalker that can actually run, chase you down, have a rocket launcher, and I can't wait to see what other tricks and gimmicks that he's going to have up his sleeve in this gameplay. I wonder if we're going to have any type of multiplayer feature as well. I think that'd be pretty interesting. But that pretty much wraps up this video. I definitely want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the announcement of Resident Evil 3 Remake, and the fact that Resident Evil Resistance is actually in fact the multiplayer aspect to this game? So I definitely want to hear your thoughts on that. What do you think about the new redesigns of not only Nemesis, but also Carlos and Jill Valentine herself? I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like the video, make sure you like, patch, share it. And also, if you want to hear more news related to Resident Evil Nemesis, make sure you hit the bell to be notified. This is Mugen Lord signing off. It looks like you reached the end of the video. Well, while you're at it, check out some of my other discussion videos by clicking on the annotations below, and don't forget to follow me on other social media platforms to stay up to date with future content. Signing off.